Story continues. Rick said, after all this started happening, I don't know where to begin. Then he asked Dale, where were you? Then Dale begins with telling a story about him being a salesman for about 40 years. Then he started being on the road. Then he talks about how he needed to go to Atlanta and met the whole camp. Glenn had a rough road because he's been in debt for a little while, and he had a job as a pizza delivery man and almost lost his apartment, almost having to go to his parents before this all started. Dale's had the same patch as Glenn, being a salesman at a shoe store for a little while, and Debbie starts talking about how she needed to get the kids all the way to Atlanta with Alan helping. Jim, being lonely, just says mechanic. Rick then starts talking about his experience being in the coma and Shane being there for him as his side when he got back. Carol talks about how her husband was the breadwinner of the family, and when this started happening, he saw his parents have to go in Atlanta and took his own life. The camp then goes silent until it's broken by Amy, saying, well, I gotta pee. She then asks people if they want supplies, but then gets jump scared by walkers, then gets bitten to death. The camp gets all startled and scared, saying, Amy, no! With them panicking and blasting all the walkers to death. She then swims in her own blood, and then Rick, not knowing what to do, says she's gone. Heads up, Rick. There's others coming, says Shane. Lori, get the kids to the car, Rick says. You killed them, Jim says. Jim, stop, it's over, Rick says. But then, he gets up. Then, he says, silently, it killed my family. I can't let her come back like that, Carol says. Lori and Rick then look at Jim, where we see that he got scratched. And this is bad news. He just says, it's just a scratch. Then it cuts to him being bandaged, and they're at Amy's funeral, all lonely, with quietness, nothing to say.